Delighted to welcome back to the show my good friend Jeremy Rosenthal, who is a lawyer, but we never hold that against him as we are about to tackle some legal issues. How you doing, Jeremy?
I'm great this morning. How are you, Simon?
I'm absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much for asking. All right, let's start with that news piece. Comey is going to be arraigned. What's that going to look like on our TV screens, or is it not going to be on our TV screens?
I don't know that it'll be on our TV screens. These are pretty perfunctory things. It's kind of the court just sort of checking off are the all the if you remember the Wheel of Fortune, you get all the R's, S, T's, N, L's, and E's, right? Sort of the compulsory, like, you understand what you're charged with, you understand you have this right, that right, you ups, downs, left, sideways. It's mostly that type of stuff. If I'm looking for anything, Comey released that pretty aggressive video talking about how he's going to kind of run right at this case and have a trial. He's got the right under federal law to demand a speedy trial, and they have to have he gets a trial within 70 days, and that's lightning fast. If he really means business, then maybe he invokes that.
Are you surprised that they're adding more prosecutors? At the end of the day, this is a perjury case. It doesn't seem to be, anything more than that. Are you surprised by that?
Well, yes and no. The one that got the indictment is an insurance lawyer, and it looked they had the statute of limitations to beat. Most federal indictments that you see are 20, 30, 50 pages, and they are very, very detailed, and they really spell it out. This indictment was a page and a half, and it was an insurance lawyer who had worked for Donald Trump before. I don't know how much grand jury experience she had. It didn't look like much. It looked like something that you slap together the week before the statute of limitations runs. So you probably do want a little more muscle behind the prosecution. And I'll tell you this: in most instances, you see perjury cases when one person says two different things at two different times, both under oath, and you don't have to prove both are true. It's a lot harder to say, well, what you just told me is a lie, and you knew it was a lie. That's kind of hard to prove in court, and you do need some experience there to with your legal team to try to show that.
We've, of course, have got Andy McCabe on the record in Congress saying he told me to say it. He told me to leak it. The former deputy director of the FBI, the number two to James Comey. If we have that guy as a witness, that makes the prosecution case a lot stronger, doesn't it?
It helps it. Yes, it does. If I'm James Comey and I'm defending this case, there's just so many defenses to perjury, right? There's, I didn't remember. I was confused by the question. You asked me 800 questions that day, and I don't remember that. And oh yeah, now that you tell me this, you have to prove that he intentionally hatched a plot to cover this up, and maybe he did. But proving that is very hard. People contradict each other in court every day. That's why we have a jury. They decide who's right and wrong, and really only the ones get prosecuted for perjury are the ones who, well, hold on, you said this under oath on Wednesday, and then on Friday the truth was the car was red. Both can't be
Hmm.
true, and then they invoke the fifth, and okay, we got perjury. So,
All right.
but
Well,
look,
we'll see what happens,
this could go
buddy.
either way. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Let's move on from him. I've already said he's not doing any time for the people that want to see him locked up. There's no way that's going to happen. Ghislaine Maxwell is locked up. Her appeal failed. Were you surprised?
No, the Supreme Court is what's called a court of discretionary review. You hear people talk a big game. I'm going to take you to the Supreme Court, and chances are you're really not. The Supreme Court, they don't have to take your case. And Ghislaine Maxwell, although it's really newsworthy and it's in the headlines, there's really nothing novel about it that happened at her trial. There was no confrontation clause thing that happened that was so dramatic. People have trials in federal courts all around the country every single day. They're found guilty every single day of sex trafficking, crimes against children, Medicare, Medicaid fraud, and most of the time they very rarely get a crack at the Supreme Court. So no, I'm not surprised that they didn't bite on that.
All right. Finally, this morning, Diddy is hoping to serve his time at Club Fed, right?
Right? Who wouldn't? He can lead the social committee. I don't know if they'll let him. I don't think they're going to give him the baby oil that he quite needs or
let's
wants.
hope,
But
let's not go there. Thank you very much. Appreciate not going there. But he could. I guess he could sing, right? He could do the "Hey, we're gonna have a concert."
the question is, so yeah, right? He could try to make friends that way. His case also not going to the Supreme Court. He got hit under the sentencing guidelines. The way that federal sentencing works is there's a matrix, there's a grid that talks about what's your criminal history like and what's the severity of this charge. He was looking at up to 20, and the federal sentencing, the probation department who calculates it, put him between 5 and 7. And the government wanted 11. Diddy wanted back time. Judge hit him at 4, which was a little below the range, that was a little surprising to me. But really, look, I mean, if you're Diddy and you're thinking you're looking at life in prison a year and a half ago, and you're going to get out in 2 years or 4 years, I think you take it.
Yep. I'm sure they'll appeal, but yeah, maybe. We'll see. All right, Jeremy Rosenthal, thank you very much. Appreciate you as always, my friend. You take care. Have yourself a good and great rest of the day, and we will talk again soon.